Abused wife Cecilia finally gains the courage to leave her psychotic husband Adrian Griffin, the world's foremost expert in optics. Soon after, she learns that he has somehow killed himself and left her $5 million in his will, assuming she isn't arrested or declared mentally incompetent. And then she is haunted by some unseen force that is plaguing her life. And wouldn't you know it, it's Adrian, not dead, but invisible. This is a long-awaited remake of a 1933 Universal classic, The Invisible Man. And let's get into it. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Austin Johnson.
And you're listening to Filmgazm. This is the first real horror movie of 2020, not counting The Lodge, as we both didn't see it, and it was supposed to come out last year. The Turning. Fuck, don't even say that.
The Grudge.
Like I said, the first real horror movie.
The first film.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's been like 8 awful movies that have done so bad at the box office.
The first...
And ratings-wise, all across the board, this is the only one that has done well.
Something about horror in the beginning of the year. They never land on their feet.
Well, you got Dumpuary and you got all that jazz. It's just not good.
It's
not a good time.
No.
But what have you seen so far this year?
I've seen The Gentleman, Birds of Prey, The Invisible Man, and then earlier today I saw Emma.
Yes.
So, all right.
Not bad. Yeah, I've seen 3 of those. I have
start.
not seen Emma. Yeah.
Good start.
I quite enjoy The Gentleman.
I've seen so far everything I've wanted to.
Me too.
So far.
I thought I wanted to see The Lodge until I heard a couple people talk about it.
Yeah.
And I heard about how it had been completely done as a product for over a year.
Yeah.
And no one really wanted to buy it. And I was like, oh, that's not a good sign.
No.
I don't really have $12 to just waste on that. So
yeah.
I waited for The Invisible Man. Really glad with the outcome. Awesome movie.
Oh, insane.
Extremely scary.
Yeah.
I think we talked about immediately after, I think 2020 is going to be better for horror.
Oh, for sure. 2019 was a piss poor year for horror films.
Agreed. 2018 was great.
Yeah.
2019, not so much. 2020, I think, is going to be cool.
Well, we've got
the trailers alone for what we saw. We saw this movie at Draft House together.
Yes.
We very rarely go there, but when we do, it's for shit like this. That's we're both really excited for.
Yeah.
And the trailers. You got Saint Maud and The Hunt and what else?
I know we don't have a trailer yet, but Halloween Kills.
Yeah, my God.
Set for later this year. It's going to be insane.
What was the other one we saw? The one with Carey Mulligan looks fucking awesome.
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's going to be some fun stuff. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more work from auteurs. And
a lot of off-the-wall independent horror.
Yeah. Whereas 2019 felt kind of gimmicky in some ways.
True.
I wasn't just... I don't know. I don't want to just say that. There was some awesome stuff about it.
Yeah.
But overall, it just didn't live up to my expectations.
Compared to 2018, Jesus Christ.
Well, in 2017, you had Get Out.
Yeah.
And 2018, you have Hereditary.
Well, I think the big thing with 2019 is that I particularly was disappointed so many times with big ones like Us.
And Midsommar for you.
For me.
Yeah.
And I just...
and Chapter 2 to me is not as good as 1.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Pet Cemetery sucked.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Child's Play sucked.
Yeah.
Something else.
In the Tall Grass sucked.
Oh, my word. Yeah. So, just overall, not the best. Lighthouse, awesome.
Yeah.
Parasite, of course, had some horror elements to it. But overall.
There was a lot of almost horror in 2019. A lot of movies that I wouldn't classify as horror, but were definitely in the zone. Mm-hmm. Lighthouse and Parasite being two of those.
Agreed.
But The Invisible Man, straight up psychological horror.
Textbook.
And brilliant reimagining of H.G. Wells' classic story. And to prep for this, I did watch the 1933 Invisible Man for the first time, starring Claude Rains, directed by James Whale. The creepiest of the original Universal monsters. Was not expecting that. He's got the highest body count. He kills over 100 people.
It's insane.
In the 30s. And there's a scene where he is literally saying, as an invisible man, I can steal and rape and kill whatever I want. It is dark shit. And this movie did not hold back on the darkness. I admired the hell out of that. Because this has been in production hell for a very long time.
Yes.
Back when Universal was going to do that dark universe with The Mummy, Johnny Depp was set to play the Invisible Man soon after that, and that fell apart faster than you can say Tom Cruise. And that's a shame because I really wanted to see Javier Bardem's Frankenstein. That was going to be so cool. But Blumhouse ended up getting the rights to this, and this was the first attempt to reboot this kind of Universal monster thing. And what a first attempt. God damn, Lee Winnell's incredible direction and screenplay and what he did with only $7 million.
Yeah.
And this is his second directing gig after Upgrade from 2018.
Which is just
Already fucking great. So,
I mean, yeah, let's talk about that right away. Because the combat scenes in Upgrade and in The Invisible Man are like, whoa, out of this world. Some of the best I've ever seen in my life.
Man.
The choreography in these two movies, Upgrade and this, like, this is you look at, we were just talking about Jordan Peele, Get Out and Us. You look at Ari Aster, Hereditary and Midsommar. You look at Eggers with, The Witch and the Lighthouse. Why aren't we talking about Upgrade and The Invisible Man? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Those two are unbelievable films. And his style is,
it's funny because
uncanny.
I mean, you look at the rest of those guys, Jordan Peele, Robert Eggers, Ari Aster, they're up-and-comers. I wouldn't think of Lee Winnell as an up-and-comer because he's been in the horror game for a very long time, but never as a director.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a whole different side of him. And but already, his writing gigs, he's the brains behind the Insidious films, the Saw movies.
He's been in the game.
Like, Jesus Christ, he's written some horror legends, and now he's in the director's chair, and he's better than he's ever been.
Where has he been? Yeah,
this is
what
insane.
The hell? Why didn't he get to direct those other films? Yeah, what's going on?
Damn, I cannot wait to see where he goes with this.
He's got an eye. Jeez Louise.
Damn. So yeah, we Invisible Man, written and directed by Lee Winnell, starring Elizabeth Moss, who delivers the performance of her career. Holy shit. She got her big break working on Mad Men for AMC, and then got the starring role in The Handmaid's Tale for Hulu. And I would say this is her big break into film. Because she's been in some stuff, but she hasn't taken off as like a leading actress in film.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think you're right.
She appeared in like Get Him to the Greek comes to mind. She was in Us, but this is her first leading like horror role, really like starring role for film, and she knocks it out of the park. She does such a great job playing a woman fractured by PTSD from living with a psychopath and just being increasingly paranoid for a very good reason. And yeah, she stands out, but like the rest of the cast does a great job too. The guy who played Adrian, Oliver Jackson Cohen, tense, scary guy, like creepy as fuck. And I've never seen him before, but he was great.
Neither have I. I feel like at the beginning of the movie, I was like, I think I've seen that guy. Then by the end, when you see him closer, I was like, no, I don't think I have.
No.
But
I don't. Yeah.
I'm looking up right now just to see. He's in Faster. Oh, he's in Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's the brother. Duh. He's Luke.
Okay.
In Haunting of Hill House. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah.
I barely tapped into the Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah. Okay.
Just horror fans, but yeah.
No,
I'm getting there.
It's fine. It's a good. It's fine.
TV's a pain in the ass.
It really is, especially when you're doing all these movies. Yeah.
Harriet Dyer plays Emily, Cecilia's sister. Great role. A lot more minor than I expected.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Aldous Hodge plays James, her good friend. He did a great job. I love Aldous Hodge.
Me too.
Up a lot.
He's fantastic.
Storm Reed played his daughter Sydney. I remember her.
Storm. I love Storm Reed. She's in Euphoria. Oh man, she's great. Love Storm.
And then Michael Dorman plays Tom, Adrian's brother and lawyer. And he looks familiar, but I looked into his stuff. I've never seen him before either. So there's a lot of newcomers.
Yeah.
He did Lee Winnell didn't really go for star power here. He went for talent, and I appreciate that. Already, this film has made its money back in just like 2 days.
Yep.
Which is amazing. And
that's because when you put a good horror movie out, everybody's like, "Go see this," because us horror fans, we're serious about
I used to believe that, and then Dr. Sleep came out. So I don't know how I think about that anymore.
Well, because I think a lot of people didn't.
The horror community did, though.
Yeah, that's true.
They knew exactly what that was.
I just feel like with these indie ones that are like really, really good, the people like us are like, yeah, you got to see it.
But I don't know if I classify Invisible Man as an indie horror film. Because this was kind of a big release.
It is. It's just very low budget. Yeah.
Very low budget, I'll give you that.
Very low.
I just thought it was very smart.
Oh yeah.
It's got a 7.6 IMDb score, currently sitting certified fresh at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think anyone expected this kind of success. Like, I thought it was going to be decent. I didn't think it was going to be this well received.
No.
So that's great. Good for Lee Winnell.
Hell yeah.
It's a great win for him. So, I guess we'll go into the plot of this thing. So we open in a house on a hill, this beautiful mansion above the cliffs, above a beach, and you already get the sense of this is somebody who wants to live as far away from civilization as possible, because essentially this house is a prison.
It's surrounded by water. Yeah.
This is Alcatraz. Like, this is her prison. Cecilia wakes up in the middle of the night with a plan to finally escape this psycho that she married, Adrian. And I love that his last name is Griffin, which is the last name of Claude Rains' character in The Invisible Man, 1933, and in H.G. Wells' novel. It's kind of an ongoing theme for these movies. The character is Griffin.
Yeah.
Love the nod. I don't know if you noticed, but the keypad for his invisible suit was 1933.
That's great.
Little shit like that. I love it. Cecilia drugs Adrian with some diazepam, I think it is.
Yes.
And puts on her shoes, her clothes, and does a very complex escape. She has to do so much to get out of there. It's ridiculous.
And then, of course, you're going to have that moment, because it's really quiet, when she kicks the dog bowl. Slides across, man. And oh my God.
There's so many little parts.
Surely he'll wake up. And then, no.
She has to move all the security cameras to face other directions, make sure that she can see him at all times, just in case. She gets to the garage, and we see his dog, Zeus, and he's got a shock collar, because he even won't, he controls everything in his life, including his pet and his dog. He's a monster.
Yes.
So Cecilia takes pity on the dog, tries to remove the shock collar, gets the shock collar off, but accidentally hits the car, activates the car alarm. So she bolts across the lawn, scales the wall. There's a fucking, it's ridiculous.
Brutal.
He's got a wall around the house.
Not a wall. I mean, specifically built to where it's going to be really hard for you to climb it, so that when you jump up and put your hands up on the top, so no matter what weight you are, there's nowhere to put your foot.
Yeah.
So you can't climb up it. You have to literally use all of your arm strength to get up there. So it's hard for anybody.
Yeah.
Oh man. And immediately you're like Elizabeth Moss. You're just God, this girl's a badass.
It's so well thought out for him. He puts so much effort into making sure she'll never get out of it.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but mentally. She's always in his prison.
Yeah.
And she gets over the wall, she makes it to the road, and she's waiting for Emily, her sister, to come and pick her up. And that bit is just so tense. She's looking around, you're wondering, when is he going to pop out? He's going to pop out. And she gets to the car, Emily's like, what's going on? And she's like, I'll tell you later. And then Adrian comes out of fucking nowhere and starts banging on the glass, breaks the car window, and just starts pulling her out by the hair. Emily hits the gas, they drive off, and you just see Adrian chase after her for a bit and then just stop.
And then, he walks back and sees the bottle of, what is it called?
Diazepam.
He sees a bottle that she had because she was trying to drug him with, and so she, it's got blood on it. That will come up later. Yeah.
He didn't even, he punched the glass.
Oh, straight up.
His hand is bleeding, and he doesn't even give a fuck.
Straight up punch.
Pure sociopath. It's frightening. It's incredibly frightening to have this, somebody this rich and this psychotic fixated on you is way more terrifying than any monster.
Well, yeah, it was you didn't need to know anything about him. Just, he's a monster.
You know everything you need to in that opening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't need to know, what his job is, what his actual job is, didn't even matter what his name is.
Just when when they're sleeping and he's holding her.
Yeah.
Aggressively.
You just get the feeling of
yeah. God. So we flash forward to 2 weeks later. Cecilia's living with her best friend, James, who's a detective, and his daughter, Sydney. And
Storm Raid.
she's an agoraphobic now. She won't go outside. She's afraid Adrian's going to find her and drag her back to hell. And when she goes outside for the first time, you see a guy jogging behind her in a hoodie, and she freaks out. It's like, oh, it's so real, this movie. Just the way that she handles, the way the movie shows PTSD and manipulation, it's really impressive work. It's one of the most feminist films I've ever seen. I'm very happy the direction they took with this. They could have gone campy. They could have gone, grisly, but they went smart.
Yeah, I gotta say, nothing puts a smile on my face more than this movement in the film industry of female directors and feminist movies and female empowerment in movies.
Yeah,
nothing is better.
Oh no, man!
And I'm not just saying that now. I mean always. Kill Bill, Jackie Brown,
Alien.
The old blaxploitation films.
Yeah, man.
They're fucking awesome. They're the coolest because there's not enough of them. You know what I mean? So when we get a good one, it was really cool. Like you said, one of the more feminist horror driven movies that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just feminist; it was a really really good movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's about a woman refusing to be a victim.
Yeah.
And taking charge of this psychotic, invisible maniac.
Yeah, a character we've seen plenty of times before in other films where they're just the crazy girl in the background, but they don't really get to do anything. Mm-hmm. Well, here's that character standing up for themselves.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And she goes to some crazy lengths to make sure this
guy
gets put down.
Because she is so convinced.
She's been there.
She knows.
She knows how smart this guy is, how crazy and how far he's willing to go.
And not to mention, she knows what that fucking lab he has under his house. Yeah. Fuck that place, man. That shit was scary as hell. I was I really hope the movie doesn't take place. And then it comes back and you're oh no. I don't want to go back there.
Well, my biggest issue when I saw the preview was I hope they explain how he becomes invisible.
Yeah,
and also that people are weirded out by it.
Genius.
Because the preview makes it seem he found a way to become invisible. All right, moving on. But the movie really does such a great job explaining.
This was this man's job.
Yeah, he was an optics expert. He made his fortune in manipulating the eye.
Yeah.
And what better way to ruin somebody's life than to make an invisibility suit and never tell anybody about it?
Yeah.
God. Oh, this nut job. So,
and not to mention fake your suicide.
Yeah.
Use your brother. Yeah, we'll get to that.
He had so many layers of plan.
Yeah.
God.
Well, yeah, it's when Walter talks about Gus Fring and Breaking Bad, and he's always, a step ahead of me.
Yeah.
Until he isn't.
It's like she married Professor Moriarty. It's crazy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. Those kinds of people, yeah.
They're great villains, but they're scary as fuck.
Scary as, yeah.
It's scary to believe that somebody that brilliant would use their abilities for such evil. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, usually in those movies, in this one too, their creation is their greatest flaw. Is their greatest, an upgrade as well. Upgrade is so good at manipulating you to think, and you're oh shit. At the end of the movie, you're oh my god, everybody's fucked. And that's really powerful. And we have kind of that in this movie where it's oh man, it really is down to her deciding if she's really going to do something about it or not, because no one believes her.
Yeah,
and that's that's how it goes. There's so many stories you hear. The police just don't listen to women. They're just whatever. It's just fucked up, And here's a movie about it, and it's a kick-ass movie.
Yes,
really
yes,
cool.
It is. So Cecilia panics when her sister Emily shows up.
Yes,
saying, I told you not to come here. Adrian knows where you live. He'll follow you, and he'll find me. And Emily's I don't think he's gonna find you at all.
Kind of disrespectfully, honestly, for me.
Yeah,
she kind of shrugs it off.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I don't like that.
Nobody understands the pain she's been through, and nobody.
But that doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me from her perspective. She saw him fucking punch through a car window.
Yeah.
Just to what? Just to stop her from.
Yeah, to grab her and drag her back.
So
But
that would be enough for me to, like, if someone did that to you, I'd be like, all right, man, I don't think you need to see that person again. Let's do what we...
True, but I think the reason Emily's being flippant here is because she knows he's dead. And she gets to tell Cecilia, like, look, it's over.
Wait, do they have the news that he's dead yet?
No, that's the scene.
Okay, that's right there.
Yeah,
okay, that's right
the
there.
scene.
Okay, you're right.
And Cecilia...
That's when she's bringing the news to her, yeah.
Cecilia's like, what? And she has this moment of, like relief mixed with disbelief. Like, that's amazing if it's true. Because she knows he would fake it just to get her back. It's frightening. You never know. He's in control every second of this film until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the most satisfying film endings in a very long time. So, Cecilia goes with Emily to meet Adrian's lawyer, also his brother Tom Griffin, who tells Cecilia that Adrian has left her a $5 million fortune. Of course, out on the contingency that she not be arrested for any crime or she be declared mentally incompetent. And Cecilia accepts the money and decides to put it into a college fund for James's daughter, Sydney. Touching scene, very sweet. And that night, Cecilia feels like she's being watched.
Oh, yeah.
And she fucking is.
Yes, indeed.
In case you didn't know what this is called. So it's creepy because we all know what that feels like.
Yeah.
We don't know why we can feel that, but
Open
we
the
can.
shower curtain. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know when we're being watched. It's very strange. It's hard to explain, but you can't erase that. You know, you always know. Even if you can't see the person, you know they're there.
Yes.
And she feels that immediately. And she kind of shrugs it off, thinks, it's paranoia. She goes to bed, and something pulls the sheets off of her. And she wakes up, tries to put them back on, and it's so creepy. You just see footprints on holding the blanket down, and the footprints start walking towards her. It's so creepy. It's so well done. And she screams and wakes up James and Sydney, and they both don't believe her.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So brilliant. So the next morning, Cecilia has a business meeting, which they say it's a job interview in the movie.
Yeah.
Somebody who just got $5 million probably would shrug off a job interview. That's just what I think. But maybe she just wants to keep busy.
Yeah. Something to do.
She's discussing her architecture, possibly helping move to France, and her portfolio is empty, and she's embarrassed. And that's such a petty thing to do.
And that's your man from Upgrade who's in that scene.
Yeah.
Creepy ass villain from Upgrade.
And she faints at the job interview. She wakes up in the hospital. James is there, and they say they're going to call her back with the blood test results. And when she comes home, she hears voicemail saying that she had a lot of diazepam in her system. She was drugged.
Yes.
And she finds the bottle that she left in the road when she left Adrian. She finds the bottle on the sink in the bathroom. And that's when she realizes Adrian's alive and he's taunting me somehow.
Like, because that bottle, there's she knew she lost it that night when she escaped. So she's like, there's only one person who could have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And still got the blood on it too.
Oh, yeah.
Eey.
So it's creepy. So she goes to Emily's place feeling unsafe, and Emily is pissed and doesn't want to help her because Cecilia, at some point in the past day, sent her an email saying that she's smothering her and that she wishes she was dead instead of Adrian and that she doesn't want her to be in her life anymore. And Emily is never suspicious about this, which kind of hurt a little bit. Like, I was really hoping she'd be like, I know you'd never do that.
Yeah.
It was more like, I was waiting for you to reveal your true colors, which was really fucked up.
What's wrong? What's going on here? Yeah.
And Cecilia is like, I didn't do that. And Emily's like, fuck off, basically. It's really sad. And Cecilia checks her email, and sure enough, there's an email sent that says, basically one big old fuck you to her sister. And she's just, she doesn't know what to do. So Sydney tries to cheer her up, and some force just smacks her very hard. And Sydney freaks out because she thinks Cecilia did it.
Oh, that It was done so creatively.
Yeah.
When the Invisible Man is in the room and hitting people.
Yeah.
And we're about to talk about it again here very shortly.
Yeah.
About something much more malicious. But yeah, it's just so cool because it looks amazing. And yeah, you're right with Sydney. You're like, oh man, like I would do the same thing. I'd be like, oh my, what the fuck? Why'd you just hit me?
Yeah. It's because the last thing you're going to think is, oh, I got hit by an invisible man.
Yeah. Exactly.
I would go to Ghost before I'd think Invisible Man.
I'd go to like, God?
Yeah. Sorry. I won't do that again, I guess. But, Sydney's screaming. James comes in and is like, what the hell's happening here? And he immediately is like, look, Cecilia, you can't be here right now. I got to take care of my kid. You're scaring my kid. And Cecilia is like, I didn't do it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sorry. And Cecilia investigates the house. She starts putting two and two together, and she puts coffee grounds all over the
well, yeah, because now she's alone at the house.
Yeah, now she's like,
which is just a horrendous idea.
Yeah, and James's house gets really fucked up in this whole scene, and I'm wondering, like, I kind of wanted him to bring it up at some point, but he never did. Probably because shit got real.
Yeah. Yeah, James like, hey man, who's gonna clean up my?
Yeah, there are coffee grounds everywhere. Are you gonna reimburse me for that?
First off, I need my living room to be cleared.
Yeah.
Second off, I'm gonna need coffee for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Also, who the fuck dumped a bunch of paint in the sink? Like, it's just
also.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So Cecilia calls Adrian, and she hears the phone vibrating in the ceiling, and she realizes he's in the attic. So she goes up
or he has placed the phone in the attic.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you just know he's fucking with me. Yeah. Here we go.
She's never in control. He's planned out everything.
Yeah.
And so she goes up the stairs of the ladder, up the ladder to the attic, and finds Adrian's cell phone, finds a knife, like a kitchen knife in a plastic bag, and photos of her asleep. Jesus Christ. And suddenly Adrian's phone rings with a text that says surprise. And that's an ongoing thing in the movie.
Yeah.
Reoccurring thing. Surprise. So now Cecilia's looking around the attic with her flashlight, hoping to see anything. And she gets to the stairs, to the ladder, and she feels it again. She feels something's there. So she dumps a bucket of paint there, and there is a guy right in front of her. It's so freaky the way they did that.
Man. I love that. I love that reveal because it's finally like, there he is.
Yeah.
You see the head and everything.
The blank, emotionless face. It's so frightening.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh.
He flees, washes off the paint in the sink. Cecilia leaves the attic, jumps down because he kicked away the ladder because, of course, he's a dick. And they fight. And he's just, dragging Cecilia across the floor. I always wonder how they film scenes like that. It's so
she
cool.
made it look so legit.
I think there had to have been somebody in a green screen.
Grabbing the table. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. Fantastic.
She breaks out of his grasp, escapes the house, and I want to talk about the Lyft driver. Because I was in the theater, I was like, are you kidding me with this guy? Like, she calls a Lyft, and she has, like, no shoes on. She's clearly fleeing from something. And the guy is just like, where do you want to go? Like, he's so casual.
Yeah, what's up?
About this. It's like,
and he's like just doing the whole Austin Powers bit where he's like reverse,
yes,
drive, reverse, drive, reverse, drive. She's like, just go.
Oh my god. And she has him take her like across the city to Adrian's house, and says like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab some stuff. Can you wait for me? I might be 2 minutes. I might be 20 minutes.
I love that.
You can drive me back to the city." He's
Sounds
like,
good.
Yeah. All right. All right. Wow.
World's coolest Lyft driver of all time.
I was a Lyft driver for a little bit, and I'll tell you one thing: I would have driven right past her or called the cops. I mean, Jesus, that is, from his perspective, you're about to be dragged into a very dark situation you're not walking away from. Amazingly, Adrian never touched that guy.
Yeah, I know. You left him. He was like, man, this guy's a dumbass. I feel bad for him. I'm gonna leave. Leave it be.
He's like, he's too stupid for me to ever have to interact with this guy. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it felt like.
Yes.
So Cecilia goes to Adrian's house, sneaks into the laboratory, finds the invisibility suit or a backup, and it's cool. It's covered in. It's like this black mesh that's covered in these little tiny cameras that reflect the outside of the suit and make the wearer appear invisible. It's actually pretty, like, realistic.
It looked amazing.
I feel like Elon Musk could whip this thing up in a weekend.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
Yeah.
And she goes and hides that in a vent in the closet, and then she's attacked by Adrian again, Invisible Man. The dog, Zeus, intervenes. And was it just me, or was one of the dog's paws busted? I noticed the dog was limping a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
I bet because the dog tried to escape, Adrian punished the dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Which, just to hurt the audience. I might be wrong. I might have been reading into that, but the way the dog was holding his leg up, it looked a little, like, busted. So she gets the hell out of there thanks to the dog. And prior to this, we left out a scene in the synopsis. Cecilia goes with James to talk to Tom, the lawyer. And she tells him, like, I know Adrian's alive. I found the pill bottle, and I think you know he's alive. And Tom confesses that Adrian manipulated him his entire life, that he's been a victim of his brother too. And he tells Cecilia, don't let him win. You know, don't bring him back because he'll haunt you forever or something like that. And at that point, you're like, oh, okay, Tom's a victim here too. Maybe he's gonna actually help her.
Yeah.
But no.
No.
His whole goddamn family is. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like the great grandkids of fucking Dr. Jack Griffin from Invisible Man.
Yeah.
33. It's like there's this insanity gene in this family. It's
committed to the cause.
That'd be neat, but I can't back that up. So Cecilia is now on the verge of losing it. She has proof, but no one will believe her. So she sets up a meeting with Emily at a restaurant, and this nosy waiter keeps like trying to take their drink order, and they keep trying to get him out of there.
So you guys know how this place works? Yeah, you order the food and you go get it for us, right? Yeah. Oh, I loved that.
It's a dick thing to say, but there's just a depressing situation. I get it. So Cecilia says, you have to believe me. I love you. I need you in my life right now, and we have to, I need you to believe what I'm about to tell you. And Emily's like, all right, I'll try. And Cecilia explains that she found the suit at Adrian's house, the invisible suit. She hid it away, and she can get it. And suddenly, Emily gasps because there is a butcher knife hovering behind Cecilia. And the butcher knife swipes out, cuts Emily's throat, and then finds its way in Cecilia's hand. Fucking hell, man. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable scene.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Prior to seeing this, I was sitting in the lobby, and Adam, our old manager, came up to me and was, asking how I was. He figured I was there for Invisible Man, and he said, like, it was awesome. I saw it last night, and there's one scene that's going to sell you on this movie, and just keep that in mind. And I'm like, okay. And I was waiting for the scene.
That's it.
I was like, oh, my God. Yep, that was it. Right there. Oh, my God. Just the way that's done is so brilliant.
Unreal.
Out of nowhere. The one person she could truly count on, and he took it away from her.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And everyone in the restaurant freaks the fuck out, backs up, because they think Emily just cut her, or Cecilia just cut her sister's throat. And Cecilia just is sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? And it dawns on her what happened, and she starts screaming and sobbing. And she gets arrested and thrown in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
And suddenly we're in a different movie. It's crazy. It's like such a
it gets flipped upside down.
Such a hard left.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Her support system, gone. Mm-hmm. He knows exactly the pressure points to destroy her. It's really painful, man. There's times in this movie where I'm like, God damn, dude.
Oh, yeah. Brutality.
And the whole reason he's doing this, I don't remember who explains, I think Tom explains it to her, that Adrian's obsessed with her because she doesn't need him.
Yes.
She doesn't, she can live without him, and he can't handle that. She
Ugh.
is resistant to his control, and he will not accept that. Oh, God, the shit that they make. And then as soon as she goes to the hospital, they inform her that she's pregnant with Adrian's child.
Yep.
Because Adrian knew she was taking birth control and switched it. Oh, my God. The level of manipulation, the level of distrust, the level of control. It's every little bit they add. The further we dig into this, it just disturbs me so much.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
Yeah, you thought Gone Girl was dark. Holy shit.
Oh, man. Whew. So now that she knows she's pregnant, she goes to meet Tom, who explains that now that she's been charged with something, she has to forfeit her right to the inheritance, which means no more college for Sydney. God. Could he twist the knife any further? He really couldn't.
Well, no, I mean, he gave her the money and then, took it away. Yeah.
And also, Tom reveals that, he knows Adrian's alive. He's working for him. He says, the one thing you can do to make this all go away is agree to keep the baby. Because now that Adrian knows you're pregnant, he doesn't want to hurt you anymore. But he will hurt everything you care about unless you promise to keep the baby. Man. Evil's not a strong enough word for this son of a bitch. It really isn't.
No.
Ugh. He's terrifying. God. So, Cecilia has had enough. She's like, he killed my sister. Fuck both of you. And tosses the contract that he was going to make her sign to the ground. And while Tom goes to pick that up, Cecilia grabs a pen from his briefcase and pockets it. Love that. She's thinking on her feet now. She's cooking with gas.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, you got to. Here we go.
Yeah. So Tom says, think it over and I'll be back. So Cecilia goes back to her room. The orderly checks her mouth for contraband. Doesn't really check any further than that, which was a little weird.
Yeah.
And just leaves. And Cecilia says, I know you're here, and I want you to know that you'll never have the baby and you'll never have me. And she goes to cut her wrist with the pen. And she gets in there deep.
Yeah, she does.
Cuts. A hand reaches out and grabs her, and she goes, there you are, and stabs the motherfucker with the pen.
Let's go.
Disables the suit for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And starts just stabbing the motherfucker with the pen. It's so great. But Jesus. And she never really, the wound never comes back, which I was a little concerned about. I was kind of wondering, did she...
Looks like she did some damage.
She did. She cut her wrist open. That shit's gonna,
a good few inches.
Yeah. You know how deep you got to stab with a pen to do that kind of damage?
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Ballpoint.
Yeah, man. And she never gets a bandage. She's not even dripping anywhere.
Just leaves it.
So that bugged me a little bit. But other than that, this scene is brilliant. Because now Adrian's visible.
Yes.
A little bit. And a security guard comes in to stop her, but sees the, figure glitching and freaks out. And so, Adrian beats the shit out of the guard. Cecilia runs into the hall, and the security guards show up one at a time.
Yeah.
To get their asses kicked by Adrian.
This is great.
Who just kills them all one by one with their own guns. And Cecilia's in the back going he's behind you, trying to save
Please
them.
listen to me. Yeah.
At least the testimonials of the survivors and video footage will exonerate her on all this. But he escapes into the night and she is chasing him down. I love that. She's chasing him down. And she gets him in the parking lot. He overpowers her and tells her that if she doesn't stop this and agree to have the baby, he's going to go kill Sydney. And he might just do it anyway for the fuck of it. So Cecilia warns James, starts driving home after stealing this guy's car. And James is like, you can't be calling me. How are you calling me? She's like, fucking listen, Sydney's in danger. He's coming. And he gets home to see something's hit, unseen force hit his daughter and then beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And she's screaming. It's a dark scene. I thought he was going to beat James to death. I thought he was going to
die. Yeah.
And I love when this was such a great touch when Sydney maces Adrian.
Oh yes, I love that.
She just feels something, and she sprays, and you just see him like fall into the boudoir, and she screams and runs. Ah,
I love that because I was referenced earlier, and she's like, "Dad, you got it for me." Yeah, and she had to use it.
Mm-hmm, damn straight. Ah, nobody sits down and takes it in this movie. I love it. Everyone fights back, and Cecilia shows up, sprays the figure with a fire extinguisher, painting him in white foam, and shoots him 4 times.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh yeah, and he falls to the floor, dies of his wounds. Cecilia takes off the mask, and it's Tom. Huh. Not what I was expecting.
Shit.
Is Tom the mastermind here? Is Adrian really dead? Is Adrian tied up somewhere? I thought there was going to be like Adrian's really dead and Tom was manipulating this whole thing for revenge.
Yeah.
Thought that was going to be, but the way it went, pristine.
Yes, stellar.
And they find Adrian alive and sealed up in his basement, tied up. And SWAT team storms his place. Suddenly there's, everyone's like, Invisible Man. It's real. Invisible suit. James explains the evidence suggests Tom used Adrian to get Cecilia and, says that Tom is the real manipulator in the family. Adrian was a victim of his. So Adrian's using all this to become the victim.
Yep.
Oh, but she knows him. She knows that they were working together.
Yeah.
Tom's the bullet, but Adrian's the fucking trigger man.
Yes.
That's what this is all about. It all goes back to Adrian. She knows that. And so Adrian had this as his plan B in case shit went down, that Tom would be the one who would take the fall because he's brilliant. So Cecilia decides to take matters into her own hands, goes to meet Adrian for a dinner, hoping to get a confession out of him. She's wired. James is listening from the car outside. And she says to Adrian, like, if you want to be part of this baby's life, you need to admit what you did. You need to tell me that you did this. But he will not say it. He will not incriminate himself. And she's just saying, please, for my own sanity, tell the truth. And he's like, I am telling the truth. This motherfucker. And she starts crying, and he says, I would never hurt you like that. I know I've been a horrible person in the past, but I've changed. Oof. It's so typical, It's the typical, I won't hit you again, shit and all that. So she excuses herself, says she's going to go clean up. Adrian starts cutting into his meal, and suddenly he feels something behind him. Something grabs his hand and cuts his own throat with the knife he's holding. Ha!
Got him.
I'm surprised there weren't cheers in the theater, man.
I think I clapped.
I think you did, yeah.
I clapped at some point.
Yeah. And he's, oh my God. And suddenly Cecilia comes back from the other side, sees him bleeding on the ground, is like, oh my God. She puts on this big show, calls 911, backs into view of the camera. And as soon as she's out of the view of the camera, the waterworks stop. She kneels down and goes, surprise. Oh, fuck yes, man.
Got him.
Oh, so satisfying. And James rushes in after hearing on the wire that Adrian cut his own throat. She, runs into her, walking out calmly with a bag. He looks down in the bag, sees the invisibility suit, and realizes, like, you were never trying to get a confession. You went in there for a reason. And she's like, he killed himself. There's video footage of it. And I don't know, why would you, what did you see?
And he's like, yeah, I guess that's what I saw.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. So, do you think there's going to be, I don't think there's going to be a continuation. Like, she's not the kind of person who's going to, snap and become, the Invisible Woman where she starts killing people. Because this was never about any other goal other than ending his involvement in her life. That's what this was all about. she needed to be free of this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And she is. So, well done.
Yeah. So good.
I'm so glad the way it ends, man. Just, she got him. Oh. If it had been any other way, it would have been disingenuous and upsetting.
Yeah.
But instead, we get to see him suffer. And that is a deep gash, man. He was alive for a bit. And he got to look into her eyes and know that he lost.
While she said surprise, yeah. Perfect.
Do you think she's going to keep the baby?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I don't think she is.
No, why is that?
Because it's part of him.
I don't think she could do that.
I feel like after doing that, she can do anything. And she will do anything.
She also was saying, I think she's going to keep it. I think she was like saying, I think that was matter of fact, the way she was saying, like, if you want to be a part of this baby's life, even though she knew she was going to kill him. I think she's into
Maybe.
it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, knowing, Hollywood's inability to leave anything successful alone, it's a fairly decent chance we are going to get a sequel to this.
An Invisible Woman, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, and it's probably going to do really well, yeah.
And we'll get to find out. But I hope they don't. I think this is good.
I want them to leave it just like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good horror movie.
Very solid. Yeah. Solid horror movie. Very psychological.
Yeah.
It's a great... Like, I said it before, but they could have gone so many different avenues with The Invisible Man, and they picked the right one.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. And for that reason, I give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Me too. 8 out of 10.
And I'm definitely gonna probably buy it right when it comes out. So.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is great.
Elizabeth Moss is on the rise.
Yeah. And we will be doing an episode on the original Invisible Man at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
It's on the list.
And an episode on Upgrade.
Oh, for sure. So I guess that about does it here at Filmgazm for this Sunday episode on the Invisible Man.
Sunday fun day.
Stay tuned this Wednesday for our big old 1-year anniversary redo on The Shining.
Yes.
Very excited. Looking forward to that.
Cannot wait.
Testimonials from myself, Austin, Caleb, and Josh, the whole team. And it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to talk about The Shining.
We're going to break down one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Fuck yeah. Wonderful.
Probably my favorite horror movie of all time. It is. I say probably all the time. It is my favorite. I don't know.
It jumps around for me. It's been The Shining. It's been American Werewolf. It's been Fright Night. It comes around.
Yeah.
It's all over the place for me, man. Yeah. So, thank you for listening. Go see Invisible Man. Odds are, if you're listening to this, you have seen it. Good for you.
Yeah. Especially
see it again. Bring a friend.
Definitely.
Spread the word.
Definitely spread the word. Yeah. It's one of those horror movies. This is what we wait for. We wait for stuff that actually scares us and makes us think, and gives us real twists. So this is what you're looking for if you're a horror fan.
It's a fresh take on a classic tale.
Yes,
which you don't really get these days. So
no, it's rare.
Way to go, Lee Winnell, and right on.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Fuck yeah! See you next Wednesday.
Peace.